hello. Thank you for joining. Alash, I see you. You are welcome. Help share the live to 20 people or more. Sandra, thanks for joining. I see you. Yes, it's a lovely day. A lovely, lovely day. Shine to the whole world. I am Mina. I see you. Thanks for joining. Lexi Man, thanks for joining. Help share the live. Thank you. I see you, Nabo. Thanks for the live. Cecilia, thank you so much. For Cecile. Duchess, I see you. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you so much. Shez129, thanks for joining. You are welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday to you. I think it's the last, is it the last Thursday? Yes, it's the last Thursday in July. We're going into the month of August soon. I'm so excited. Hello. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you so much. Queen Sina, thanks for joining. Oh, thank you so much, Jana. Thanks for the hot me. How are you? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can you do me a favor? Please help share. I'm going to be waiting another couple of minutes because I really want us to discuss more today. I always have my talk. Don't forget that. AK51, thanks for joining. I hope that's how you pronounce that name. Thank you, Jana, for liking the live. I really appreciate you. Guys, help share to 20 people or more to be part of this talk today. Uju, I couldn't fit in the topic, but managed to put it in there somehow. I hope it makes sense. Salma, I see you. Isa, Anna, thanks for joining. I see you. Help share it to your friends. Let them be part of this talk today. Bubble Baby, thanks for joining. Manzuo, I see you. Thanks for joining. KDs, you're welcome. Yes, please help share the live. Let's invite more friends. Kojo, welcome. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Yeah. Anas, thanks for joining. Tayo, I see you. Was it Tayo, I don't know. I hope it's right. Thanks for joining. Fats, I see you. Of a new day, bringing understanding and love. Thank you for joining. Mr. Exceptional, I see you. Thanks for joining. Please help share the live to your friends, to your followers. Let them be part of this talk today. And I really would appreciate if you can talk maybe more today before I bring my puzzle. Dr. Chems, thanks for joining. I see you. Thank you for liking the live. Exceptional, I see you. The promise, the future, and life. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world. Thank you so much for joining. Let's share the live. Jennifer Wright, I see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you for liking the live as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. More than 10 friends. Thank you, Mr. Exceptional. Egosa, I see you. Carol, Rashida, welcome. Yes, you guys, once again, I say welcome to Inside with FunmiRoyal. Today, the 25th of July, 2024. It's amazing how the day has been. It's been sunny, it's been raining all together one day. You know, amazing God of all weather. I hope it's sunny where you are, or is it raining? I hope the weather suits you. That's the most important thing. Guys, welcome to Insight tonight. And as you can see up there, we're going to be talking about marriage and relationship again today. And I have this topic, that from time to time I think about it, especially when you hear people divorcing and then you think about your lifetime companion. I mean, this person is supposed to be a lifetime companion to you, and then they've decided to go their separate ways. What happens here? You just think about it. So is marriage for lifetime companionship? Olubumi, I see you, you're welcome. Is marriage for lifetime companionship? This is what I'll be talking about today, but I just want to add a bit of flesh, to it, so that when we're coming to give our viewpoints, we have even more stuff to talk about. Because even the topic alone is just enough to ask people to just come up and let's talk about it. But I always like to give this talk to put some perspective to it. So today's topic on Inside is really a question: is marriage for lifetime companionship? Is marriage for lifetime companionship? And as you know, that marriage is a cornerstone of our society. And this topic, marriage, all aspects of it, it is being celebrated, it is being debated, and also it's been redefined throughout history. I mean, if you look at way back in the olden days, what marriage was like, depending on the culture, really, because we have all sort of marriage ceremony taking place all over the world in different cultures. Some culture practice polygamy, some all sorts really. But the one I always look at is the one man one woman relationship. When you talk about marriage, husband and wife, that is what my Bible tells me. That is what I practice as well. So this is the area which I can really talk emphatically, really. So it's marriage is the cornerstone of our society, because every society, they have marriages. Whether in our last is a different thing altogether. So today I'll be exploring into the essence of marriage, its roles in providing lifelong companionship, and the factors that influence its success. For every good thing, that some people are behind putting the work in, and that's how we can refer to something as a good thing, the good outcome. And likewise, when they say this thing is bad, it's not bad on its own. People make it bad, so people are there. So when you're talking about lifetime companionship, somebody is in that marriage relationship, and they're meant to be in it for lifelong, lifetime. But we all know that today in the society, there's a lot going on in marriages. Our couples are facing separation, divorce, and very, very seldomly you have couples who will come back together after so many years apart and remarry or reunite with themselves. I mean, I love it when that happens, as well, because God's intention for marriage is that husband and wife will stay together through the thick and thin, and live a happy life till death probably will do them part, or till they live long, old, ripe age, and go back to their maker. So first we need to understand the concept of marriage, in a nutshell, so that we understand what I'm talking about. Like I said, throughout history, it's been redefined. It means this, it means that, but no. And it's even more than just a legal contract or a social institution. It's a commitment between two individuals who share their life together, they support each other, and they grow together in every aspect of life. They grow in age, they grow in wisdom, intellect, spiritually, in all ways they grow together. Traditionally, marriage has been viewed as a union that lasts until death do us part, just like I said, embodying the ideals of external love, internal love, all kind of love, and partnership together, lifetime companion. This is who a husband and wife should be to each other. They will face life together, but they will keep each other company throughout whatever life throws at them. So the role of companionship in marriage. Companionship is a fundamental aspect of marriage, and it involves emotional support. Partners provide a source of comfort, understanding, and emotional stability for one another. It goes both, either way. Husband will do the same for the wife will do the same for the husband, and so that they can have a healthy lifestyle. Again, companionship involves shared experiences. Couples build memories together, creating a shared history that strengthens their bond. I remembered some time ago, we had this couple, come visiting me and my husband, were and the family, and I had to dig out the old albums. And always when I do that, that's how we used to entertain back in the day. You bring out old photos, they will see, especially maybe if it's a relatively new couple you're just meeting, you want them to see what you guys looked way back or when you were newlyweds, because now there's a lot of fat and chubbiness to yourself or to myself. So I look different. I used to be very skinny bone, but now I've added a bit of flesh. So I will bring the albums, I'll bring the piles of the albums, I'll bring it out, and I'll say to them, if you laugh, I'm going to give you this thing, but if you laugh, you're in trouble, And of course, who will see those pictures and will not laugh? So you can imagine it's been 25 and a half years thereabout, and it's amazing how myself and my husband, we've grown into each other. We share, we have moments together, and now with the children. Wilson, I see you, thanks for joining. So shared experiences, kind of strengthens our bond. Sometimes when I'm upset with him, I'll go back memory lane to try and remember the good times, and it kind of helps me. I just look at him like I can't even be upset with him for that long. Sometimes it's long, don't get me. But, it just brings shared memories. Or sometimes we'll sit back, especially when we lose some of our loved ones, growing up together, oh, this person lives here, that person is with the family there, and then you try to reach out and they're like, oh, the husband died or the wife died, and it just brings back memory, and then you still have each other to be each other's companion. Let us cherish moments, as we see each day together, cherish the moment and try to build that bond together. Then again, companionship also involves mutual growth. Marriage offers a platform for personal and relational growth as partners learn from and with each other. There's so many things my husband has taught me, and there's so many things he learned from me. He wouldn't know how to cook. He learned how to cook from me and YouTube. Let me not lie, both of us, from me and YouTube, even from friends, and a lot of things, of course, he learned from me, especially when they talk about media and social media stuff. Now, he does his thing as well. We learn from each other, grow together, it's mutual. At some point, I nearly felt like, am I really growing? And no, but I had to catch up at some point. So we help each other to grow together, to build in that companion that we want for each other. And again, companionship is for security. Knowing that someone will be there through the life's ups and downs, and also provide a sense of security and belonging. Imagine going through life and there's always a hand to hug you, to hold you, and you as well to hold them, to hug them and tell them it will be okay. So it's there. Companionship is there to give you security, because if you have friends and they're far off, they can they can send virtual hugs, but it won't be like somebody really holding you and assuring you that everything will be okay. I appreciate the virtual hugs, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just want the real thing, the real deal. So like I said, I believe strongly that God created marriage, and I'm gonna look today, I do it from time to time, but today I want to look into this topic of marriage, lifetime companionship, in terms of the biblical aspect to it. Because where else would I get my reference from, So for many, the concept of marriage is rooted in religious teachings, and for me it is. The Bible, for instance, offers a view of marriage as a sacred covenant. It's sacred, it's between husband and wife, a man and a woman. Excuse me. And if you go back, if you have your Bibles, you can open, but you don't have to. I'll read it out to us. Genesis 2:21 from the Bible. It says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." One flesh, companionship, one flesh. They will become one flesh. They will grow together, one flesh. They would have moments together. And of course, going further, the Bible talks in about husband and wife in Ephesians 5:25. Ephesians 5:25. It says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her." So these verses emphasize the deep, unbreakable bond and the selfless love expected in marriage, highlighting its intended lifelong nature. You will leave the place you know as home, the place you find comfort, the place you find succor, the place you find every good thing, so to say, and go cleave to another person. And it's meant to be for life. So you just have to get along with this person. That's why it's always good. I was just coming from a hangout. You have to be each other's friends. You have to be there for one another. You have to talk about everything. You have to grow into each other. You have to be open, be honest, be trustworthy one to another, be submissive one to another, be respectful one to another. But a lot has happened over the years, according to history, but still the word of God hasn't changed. It's meant to still be between a man and a woman. So modern perspective on marriage in contemporary society, the perception of marriage is kind of evolving. While many still see it as a lifetime commitment, others see it as a partnership that can be reevaluated over time. Factors influencing this shift, I'm going to tell us in a moment. I'll mention four. There's so many. Some people the way they've redefined it, when you're especially for those who have the white wedding, there's some vows, they'll read out to you, or you say to yourself, for better, for worse, in richer and poorer, and in sickness and health and all of that. But I tell you, some society today, they look at it, look, this person has just been declared with this terminal sickness. I've evaluated it. I'm not sure I can cope with it. Therefore, I'm going to have to leave. It's like when things are tough, they just pack up and go. And it's more like transactional kind of a thing. But marriage is not meant to be so. Who better to look after you when you're ill than your companion? Somebody who knows literally everything about you. Ma'am Lowe, I see you. Thanks for joining. So you can imagine a lot of shiftings, a lot of evolving in marriage is taking place right before us. And what can we do? What can we do? But we still have to do the needful. We have to do what God has commanded us to do as husband and as wives in our homes. So focusing factors that influence this shift, like I say, the modern perspective on marriage, is increased individualism. Modern culture often prioritizes personal fulfillment and growth. I'm not saying it's totally wrong, because for the fact that you are naked or have become one does not mean you should lose who you are as a person. You still need to identify as yourself. You have your goals, your aspirations. Aside from that of you and your husband together, as in collectively, you still have your personal and individual growth and fulfillment and all of those things. So don't get me wrong. But however, the society today categorically would, prioritize those kind of a thing. It's supposed to be a compromise, between a husband and wife. It shouldn't be solely, because if everybody's standing by themselves, where is the bond? Where is the companionship? That's my feel anyways. Again, changing gender roles is not something, people really want to talk about. So I'll just mention it, but I know you and I know what we're talking about. As societal roles evolve, so do expectations within marriage. A lot of people marry husband and wife, man and woman, and in the years, gone by, one decides to go this way, or in terms of gender roles and what have you, and it's, you know, created havoc in that home, no understanding, no tolerance about certain things, and they had to go their separate ways. So obviously that home, the companionship is broken when each person decides to go their ways. And again, rising divorce rates. When people are just divorcing in their thousands, who is going to be whose companion? And the truth of the matter is, people, when they divorce, well, it doesn't even matter their age, they still want to have that companion. Excuse me. And they go on date websites, or they want to meet new people and start a new relationship. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and they go to the next person. But we're not an island, we need someone. So when issues are down in the marriage, what are we doing? Are we doing our very best to make sure that we overcome this issue, not overcome each other, so to say? So higher divorce rate reflect changing attitude towards marital permanence. People feel, well, I can divorce you if I can't hack it anymore, or I can divorce you since you're not ready to change, or for whatever reasons, you know. And therefore, when you go your separate ways, you lose that companionship, that lifetime companionship. And then you start looking for another one, trying to meet somebody new, trying to learn their habits, their behavior. It's hard work. So everything is hard work. Why not just manage what you have at the moment? And like I will always say, you might seek help if you need help. I hope there's more than enough people to talk about this, because I really want to rush the talk so that we'll have more time to talk about this. And at the same time, I'm aware that issues will happen beyond our control. That, you know what, at the end of the day, you've tried everything possible. You may just have to lose this companion, which I quite understand. But we still have to talk about it. If amends could be made, you know, to make things better, why not? It might be through the rough and tough route, but you might get there eventually. So challenges to lifelong companionship, of course, it would have challenges. Otherwise, we will not be hearing about divorce, you know. So achieving lifelong companionship in marriage is not without its challenges. It will come. That's why we want to talk about it today, because I don't know the thousands and thousands of people in marriages out there. I don't know how many listening to me right now. I don't know how many will still listen back to the playback, you know, going through a marriage relationship, going through one challenge or the other. Like I always say, I don't have all the answers, but I dare to talk about these issues so we don't shy away from it. Let's be bold. Let's talk about these issues because they're affecting our lives. Gio, welcome. I see you. Again, it's communication issues. Poor communication can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. And then you will lose your companion because you're not talking, or you have poor communication, or you're misunderstanding everything they say and all of that. Over time, if this grows, we know it will go to resentment, it will grow to bitterness and what have you. And then before you know, you start sleeping in separate rooms. Before you know, you're like roommates or housemates. And before you know, it's like, how long do I want to live like this? Okay, go your way, I go my way. And that's because nobody's communicating with the other person. Nobody's trying to make amends. Nobody's trying to help with that conflict so that it doesn't expand to what is not meant to be. Riga, thanks for joining. Felix, I see you. Thanks for joining. So infidelity as well is another it's another challenge that affects lifelong companionship. When one's spouse, betrayal of trust, you know, it can be difficult to overcome. Not everybody can forgive infidelity. That's one thing I've come to realize. They say time heals, time does this, but you find out that some individuals, maybe it's just the way they're wired, they can't let go, because it's like deep betrayal. Where did they come? Where, how would they survive the hurt that they're feeling? It's like, I can't imagine. You betrayed my trust. It's like you've broken everything we've built over the years just because of that infidelity. You know, guys, let's share the live to our friends, 20 people or more, please, to be part of this. I love myself. Thank you for joining. I love myself too, you know. So it's amazing when infidelity happens. Some people might say, I can forgive certain things I can forgive that, but infidelity I can never ever in my life forgive. If my partner comes and says they've done this, that's the end of that marriage. But should it really be the end? Because nobody's perfect. We're going to hurt each other. That would even strengthen that companionship the more when you're able to forgive, when you're able to overlook each other's shortcomings, and all of those things. Betrayal will come. One way or the other, your spouse will betray your trust. One way or the other, your spouse will do things that you never thought. Even they would never thought they would do it, but things happen, and you don't want to lose this lifelong companionship, this lifetime companion. You have to sit and work things out. If you need a bit of time, to reflect, to heal, from the pain and all of that, please by all means do so, but do it safely and healthily, such that you don't lose your companion. Again, deferring expectations. So misaligned goals and expectations can create friction, and you may lose your companion in the process if it's not handled constructively, or if it's not handled properly. So sometimes your goals is different from your partner's. Even as a family, you're like, our family should do this, and you feel, no, we can't do that for now, these are the reasons, and your partner is saying, no, we can do this, we need to do it now, or maybe an opportunity comes, and as a family you had to do it, but one of you is saying, no, we can't do this because you foresee this and all, and it just brings this conflict, and there's friction, and then before you know, you're not talking, you're not communicating anymore. It means you both want different things at the same time. Somebody has to give way, so sometimes you may not always have your way if you don't want to lose your companion. So we need to be understanding. We need to have expectations, but let it be such that you understand each other, not that you just want to have your way or they just want to have their way, and creating that challenge, for each other. So let's be mindful. So I talked about the challenges that faces the lifelong companionship, communication issues, even again financial stress. Hey, that's another one. I nearly forgot that. Financial stress, money problems are a common source of marital strain. In fact, I don't know the research outcome, so to say. You can Google it. If you're there, you can tell us what it is. One of the major reasons why couples break up is financial stress, financial constraints, financial this, financial that, and you find out that why is that a problem? Somebody's mismanaging, somebody is not talking about what they're spending, or somebody is not ready to be accountable, and you find out that it just creates endless problems for that home. And then one party gets so tired and fed up, they're working, they're trying to save, and the other party is spending and is not ready to save, and it's just endless like that. I mean, there's only so much one person can take on, and when you're not being reasonable, the person might just feel, what, I've just about had it. I have goals for my life as well to do with, in terms of financial plans and aspiration, but with this person I don't think I can achieve anything, and this may lead to separation, even divorce. So let's be mindful, deferring expectations, and also infidelity. So strategies for maintaining lifelong companionship. I'll just mention few here and there because there's so many. The most important thing is for us to reflect about it, and even endeavor to try and find more ways where we can strategize to maintain our lifelong companionship. Everything in life takes hard work. It takes work. You have to do something to get something. You can't do nothing and you want to get everything. I'll just have a sip of water. So it's very important that we maintain that lifelong companionship, because otherwise things would happen that will break it up. Things will happen that will strain it. Things will happen that will come and challenge it. So despite the challenges, many couples successfully maintain lifelong companionship. Yes, people are still out there trying their very best, God helping them, So there's some key strategies that we can cultivate, maybe like a habit or things to do, so that we can maintain that lifetime companionship, that lifelong companionship we so desire. I mean, who wouldn't want to have that company till they die. Somebody's always there. Somebody's always there. It's a good thing, really. So again, effective communication. We have to be open. Honest dialogue is very crucial for understanding and resolving issues. You and your spouse will have, challenges. You will throw words out and things like that, difference of opinion, different ideas and what have you. But sit down and talk about your differences. So effective communication can help maintain that companionship we're talking about. And then mutual respect, valuing each other's opinions and needs, fosters a healthy relationship. Some people or some relationship, when you're a counselor, you hear all sorts. And of course, you have friends, family, you hear all sorts. And you're wondering, this man or this woman demanding respect, and yet they're not giving it back. After a while, the party always giving it will get fed up, because they're always giving respect. You just disrespect them anyhow, whether people are there, whether in the public, whether you're at an occasion. It's like you don't even think twice. If you wash your spouse down, like, and then you think people be hailing you, well done, that's the man in you, or well done, good woman you. No, they are fooling you. Yes, I said they are fooling you. Please don't make a fool of yourself. Don't disrespect your partner in public, no matter what the situation is. Rather, leave it to when you get home, and then you can lash out as much as you want. Because in the public is how you address your spouse that others will address them. And you don't want to watch them. And then you come back, okay, you go home and sort out your issues, and then come back maybe to the same kind of and a different gathering, but the same people, and they look at this couple are here again, and then you want them to now respect you when you're the one disrespecting and all. And if they talk to you anyhow, you be the one to say, can you imagine how this person addressed it? But then you showed example, you started the whole thing. So we need to be mindful of how we treat each other. We need mutual respect. It goes either way, not one-sided, not because men are a stronger vessel, they deserve more respect or what have you. No, that is not a debate, it's not a competition. Everybody, even a child, deserves respect. So shared goals, working together towards common goals, strengthens the marital bond. It strengthens your companionship with your spouse. So you need to work together. Whether you have a common goal or you have an individual goal, you still need to work together so that you can strengthen that bond between the two of you. Sometimes a husband can help the wife do a bit of research. Maybe she's into something new, can help out, It would even bond you some more, because you're finding out something about this and I'm finding out, and then we'll sit down and talk about it. It kind of brings some bond, into that relationship. Then again, lastly, two more. I'm going to mention emotional intelligence. So understanding and managing emotions helps navigate conflicts and maintaining harmony. And when you maintain harmony, you're maintaining that companionship with your spouse. So it's very vital we understand one another. When your spouse is feeling a certain way emotionally, at least you know them better to know whether to give them space or whether to go cuddle them or whether to say sweet words to them. Your companion, you should know what makes them, tick, what makes them jolly, so to say. So it's very important for us to maintain that lifelong companionship I'm talking about. Then finally, like I said, I want us to come up and talk about this, because most people that I know breaking up, losing each other, losing their companion, their lifetime companion over some things. Even some things, money I've mentioned is one key thing. Even sexual intercourse and things like that. Yes, is breaking relationships, even the marriage ones. Yeah, so it's amazing why people feel the need to shy away from such talks. I don't know why. So like I say, let's come out and talk about these things. If you're just joining, you're welcome, Sandy. I see you. The topic is marriage for lifetime companionship? And that'll be my question to us, because we all have probably seen different experiences in life. We've witnessed some, probably we're in some as well. We can see, we can tell, I can't say everything about this particular topic, so that's why we need each other, so we can learn from one another. So the last point I'm going to mention there, ways to maintaining that lifelong companionship, is continual growth. It's very key, because the day you met your husband, the day you met your wife, you were at a certain age, and you're supposed to live the rest of your life together, meaning you're going to grow together. I was in my early 20s when I got married. I've been married now more than the years I've been single. I don't know if that makes sense, so I've had to grow. This is not a Funmi 27 years ago. This is not a Funmi 30 years ago. I've had to grow into my husband. He's grown into me as well. So encouraging each other's personal and professional growth keeps the relationship dynamic and fulfilling. It makes it fulfilling because my husband is not stopping me from doing what I want to do. Oh, if he tried, we will have to iron it out somehow. Or I'm not stopping him from doing what he wants to do as a profession. Not all couples have the same profession. Some couples may do. Even with that, they still have conflicts or issues. How much more people with their individual profession, individual goals, individual aspirations, and what have you. But in it all, we're supposed to encourage each other's personal, like, for example, if I told my husband by 5 years time I want to achieve this or do this, and he's heard, and I start working towards it, and along the way I get tired and I get frustrated, I would expect that he'll come and say, come on, okay, you can't afford to give up now, you have to do this. Okay, what is the stoppage, or what is holding you back? What is the issue? Let's tackle it together. Support one another. Imagine that companion is not there. I feel discouraged. Even my friends, they don't know, because I've not told them what I'm going through, or the blocks or whatever. There's only so much they can even attend to me. But this is my companion who knows that I said to myself, in 5 years I want to achieve this, and now this is 3 years and I'm still struggling, or I'm just lost or something, and he's there to help me maybe do some research or find out about things. Oh, I know of a friend who's done that before. Do you want to talk with him? So we need each other. You need your companion. And then even when you get to your 60s, it's going to be a different life challenge altogether. When you now retire, you start having grandchildren, it's going to be a different ball game altogether. You need your companion. And then I'll tell you one thing for free. When you have children, at some point, all of them, they're going to leave home. They're going to start their own families. And then imagine you don't have that companion, or they're there, but you don't have that relationship with them. You're not looking at each other like roommates. Oh my goodness, it's just the two of us in this big house, because the house will be bigger than normal because there are no children running about and all of that. And then you now be like strangers in your own home, because you haven't worked at that. You have not grown together over the years. Everybody's just doing their thing, and then now all these children, they're gone. It's just two of you, and you're looking at yourself like, when was the last time you went out together? When was the last time you even sat down to have a meal together? When was the last time you kissed each other? When was the last time you hugged each other? Those are things that is expected from a companion. But if we don't put the effort in, like I said, it takes work. We have to maintain it. It's not going to happen by itself. Two people, nobody's working at it, nothing is going to happen. In fact, what you think you had, you will lose it, because you're not working to maintaining that companionship. So it's very important. So in my conclusion, while the concept of marriage, as a means of lifetime companionship is deeply rooted in tradition and continues to be upheld, by many, it faces various modern day challenges. You have to be a person of yourself. You don't listen to your spouse when they say this, because you have the rights to do this. You have please, enough already. The success of a marriage in providing lifelong companionship largely depends on the effort, the commitment, and mutual understanding of the partners involved. Both of you. And it doesn't matter who is earning more than the other person. It doesn't matter. You two have become one. You should work together for the progress of your family, of your relationship. Don't think because, okay, I'm the woman now, I'm earning more than him, he should listen, we have to do this and we must do it. You will lose your companion. And that's just the truth if care is not taken. Marriage at its core is about finding a partner to share life's journey with. A companion through the highs, companion through the lows, the joys, the sorrows of life's events, whether viewed through a traditional lens or even a modern day perspective. The essence of marriage remains a profound and beautiful commitment to love, to support, and grow together for a lifetime as each other's companion. A lifetime. Some people slept yesterday, they didn't wake up today. That's the companion gone. And it's not like expected, like even if death were to write to you, okay, oh, so person, I'm coming to knock on your door on this so date. Who wants to? No matter how much you're prepared for, you don't want to lose your companion. Just like, some of us, some people, their parents are in their 100 years, what, and then when they say their mom, that they're still crying like a baby, and say, oh, what is it? So she was 110. I said, are you for real? But then it's always still their mom. They don't want to lose. Who wants to lose their mom? Nobody wants to. So no matter how old they get, they don't want to lose their loved one. So no matter how old we get, we still need that companion. And that's why, no wonder, I wish we could do a research to find out from divorcees if they were still longing to have another companion. I bet they would want to. I've heard of many cases of people who have remarried within a year or 2 years. They've been divorced. Everybody's sick to have this companion. So if you have one today and things are not kind of going smoothly, what are you doing to make sure that your companion feels safe, feels loved, feels respected, feels heard, and feels supported? Sometimes we allow our emotions to take a better part of us. We can be angry with our companion. Yes, you can be, but sit down and self-reflect. Where do you go from here? Are you ready to lose them over what has happened or the issue? Think about it. Is it worth it? All these years you've put in, all the hard work you've put in to build that relationship to where it is now, and now you're faced with one challenge or the other and you feel it should be the end of you. Why should it be? Have you talked about it? Are you in self-denial? I don't want to lose my companion for whatever reason. It's a bad thing to be lonely. Because I was listening to this a short video sent it to me by my aunt, and it was talking about relationships. They found out, they did some research. I wish I could share that video here. People who are in relationships they live longer than those who are not, than those who are living lonely lives, And I'm like, true, because they say when you have that person, the love and care they give you, it produces some hormones in you or whatever it is, And I had to rewind and listen over again. I'm like, relationship is good. Companionship is good, especially in a husband and wife. It's a very, very good thing, because there's certain things you might not be able to share with somebody else, but you can share with your husband, you can share with your wife. And that's why they're there, to share everything with you. You're not ashamed. Like I read from those Bible passages, God has created a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and both of them will become one. So it's very good if you have a companion. Please do anything it would take for you to keep them, and keep them for a lifetime, or maybe till death do you part, as they say. It is very important. Thank you guys for listening. Some friendly faces here. And past the hour, I'm going to bring my puzzle. It's a puzzle from last week. Nobody got it. And I hope somebody will get it today. Otherwise, I have to tell us the answer, and I will keep my gift to myself. Is this Jenny G I'm seeing, or somebody else? Hello, welcome, welcome.
Hello, this is she. Hi.
And how are you? At last, I meet you again on the streets of TikTok. How have you been? It's been a
I've
while.
been busy, but all
Hey,
is good. We thank God.
we thank God. How's the family? How's your end over there?
Great, thank you.
Oh,
Work, life, kids, husband, friends, social life, most importantly, God, and
thank God.
yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us today. It's amazing. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you. I don't know if you joined from the beginning or if you heard what, the beat of my talk. And I really want us to kind of talk more about it today because I know people will start joining towards the end. I have another meeting, so I won't have to end in time today.
Mhm.
Talking about is marriage for lifetime companionship. What do you reckon, Jenny G?
Well, I think that marriage should be, it
Mm,
should. But if
true.
we're being realistic, it's a very difficult thing to do at this time where we have a lot of distraction and cultural influences from different parts of the world, where people are arguing whether marriage is an achievement. Some don't think marriage is important. And but I think that marriage or companionship is very important. And I think it's a yes, an achievement when if you made the right person or you choose right. I
Mm,
think the issue we are having in marriages is that people are not choosing to marry for the right reasons. I don't think that just being in love is enough reason to get married. I think it's just love is one element when it comes to marriage. So when people choose relationship basing removing logic and just putting feelings when they choose, that is when people go like blindly choose people who are wrong for them and they're not compatible, and then people realize that the person they have chosen is not the right person for them. They started seeing different character, different habits, different things happening they cannot cope with, and then it becomes toxic sometimes, even dangerous. And
yeah.
of course, not everybody has the patience, understanding, or even the capacity to
Mm-hmm.
stay within environments that is not conducive. And
Totally agree. Yes, yes, indeed.
but I do believe in marriage. I believe that even when people would get divorced, they should still remarry. Why do I say this? I don't think it's because of just like because of, oh, I don't want to be lonely. I think that as humans we are created to be
Yeah.
with one another, to have community,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I have never seen anywhere in any society where individualism fostered a community or society. When people start doing things for themselves by themselves, people become more and more selfish and more sick, actually.
Yeah.
Loneliness turns to depression, depression turns to they have no reason to live anymore. People start keeping to themselves. Human beings are not meant to live like an islanders. Human beings are meant to live in community where they share things. So also there is something that I've been talking, about before, when people seem to like each gender seem to blame another. Like if you go on TikTok today, you will see there is this like seem to be war between men and women, where women are blaming men, women are this, men are that, men are bad, all
I
men are
know.
horrible. Yeah, and men are doing the same thing, women are this, men are that. But what I say is that we human beings are, we are the best lawyers for ourselves and the best judge to condemn others. We refuse to take accountability of our own mistakes also, because before you chose that person, there are certain times you might have seen
Mm-hmm.
that you and this person lack accountability, but because of certain personal, of I would even want to go as far as saying selfish reasons, people will be like, okay, this is the type of person I want to, choose. Men often will choose for beauty and youth. That's one of the main reason that some men will choose a partner. Women will choose for security and comfort, which nothing is wrong with that. But then people forget to look to see if this person are they going to be conducive with my journey of life, because people get into marriage and still think individual. Like they don't think, oh, okay, this is a person I'm going to live with every single day now. So at the beginning, when you're courting, be looking at the person's behavior, the person's temperament, and see if it matches yours, even before you agree to go into the relationship. And there is something else that we're not talking often about, is that the echo that we hear on the internet that can discourage people into getting married, because it seems as though all marriage are bad, all relationships are bad. It's not true. These are the lower percentage, is a fringe that echoes, because there are a lot of people who are happily married. Nobody is perfect. Perfection is an illusion. Yeah. So there are a lot of relationships that people are very happy in their marriage. I would say healthy and committed, because no marriage is perfect. No relationship is perfect. Even the one you have with your kids or with your friends or family members. I'm very big on family. I'm very, very big on family. My family and I are very, very close.
Yeah, same here.
But it's not like perfect. There are place times that people will have to let egos go, times that people will be humble, willing to discuss, communicate. But I think it stems back every relationship you're going to embark into that is not like your family, like, a relationship that you create, which is spouse and all of that. People have to be very careful when you're entering the relationship. That's why I think that's, yeah. So marriage is it should be for life. Unfortunately, it's not. But people can, if you make a mistake as a human being the first time and you failed on something, try again. Just like you would when you're building your career, or when you whatever. When marriage doesn't work the first time, if you believe in union, believe in having a family, don't give up because of the things you're hearing all over the internet, because those are the really small minority. Yeah, because many people who are happy don't come online and say, "Oh, look how happy I am today. Look how happy." And even if you do, people will be like, "Oh, you're showing off," you know.
I know. Yeah, that's true.
So, so if marriage fails, it's okay. Try again. I mean, if it's dangerous, if it's too toxic, if because sometimes when people say, "Oh, stay and work in your marriage," but one person cannot work on an issue that So for a marriage to work, it requires two people. So if one person is willing and the other person is not, I would say exit. But when you exit, rebuild. Go out there and rebuild. Find another person and remarry again. So.
Well said, well said. We love to promote lifelong relationship, marriage relationships, but you and I know that a lot of challenges will come. And sometimes the couples, they're not even prepared on how they're going to handle that situation. And because of that lack of preparedness, they get swooped off, to different angles in that relationship. It affects the communication. And these things we talk about, this is real life. And you find out that at some point, couples, they're so bitter towards each other because they've allowed things to just go that way without working at it, or because, oh, you're not seeing my point of view and what have you. You'll be amazed at how many people got divorced because of this kind of differences in their marriage that has gone on for so long, and it hasn't been resolved, and they just feel, you know what, let's go our separate ways. And like I will always say, I know that we can work on marriage relationships, really, but there's always a but for me as well, just like Jenny G just said. When it's violence in there, when it's domestic abuse, domestic violence, I am never, ever, will never be in support of that. Because this person has not come to be my companion for me to beat them to, that is not what they are meant to be. I called you my companion. That means I need to love you the way I love myself. But we find out that Some people, just like Jenny G said, some people are selfish. They come in with a different motive. And then over time, you just see all of these traits, all these behaviors start showing up. And then you'll be wondering, but I never saw this in you before. So many people enter a relationship with past wounds and trauma, then expect happiness from the other. I mean, even if they are magicians, their wand will just be dry at some point because you're putting a lot on them. Your new husband or your husband now dare not say one or two things. You just start say, oh, you're behaving like my ex. Exactly, you're behaving like my ex, or you're doing, but they're not the same person. Hear them out, listen, communicate with them. There's no two people, even twins, they will do things together similarly or whatever, but at some point you can start telling their differences. Even twins will live a different life eventually. So why you're putting so much on your spouse, on your companion, I would not understand. And the truth of the matter is, why would you treat them the way you don't want to be treated? That means you're not being fair. That means you're not being fair in that relationship. You raise your hand to one another, or even some is verbal abuse. They can curse you till, and they don't see anything wrong in that. And you bring your spouse down and then you want them to be your companion. How does that work? We need to be mindful how we treat each other. We need to be careful how we treat one another. Treat others as you wish them to treat you. And that's one of the rules that I hold dearly. If you don't want me to be nasty to you, don't be nasty to me. Even though I don't do eye for eye or whatever, I'd rather walk away and live a peaceful life, But then, just like she said, it's good to have a second chance, and have a shot at it. Because we are built for that companionship. No man is built as an island. No man is built to be by themselves. So we need each other. We need each other. And that's why we have to let go of our pride, our selfishness. We have to learn to tolerate one another. Nobody's perfect. We have to learn to understand one another. We have to learn to compromise with one another so that we can have that lifelong companionship we're talking about. So thank you so much once again. Inside again, welcome to Inside with FunmiRoyal. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you can talk where you are.
Yeah, I can talk.
So I don't know what your take is. Is marriage for lifetime companionship? What's your take on this? Let me laugh with you. I don't know. Let me laugh with you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I just came back and after taking my shower, I said, let me enter TikTok. And my journey, I found that you're alive.
Yes, thank you for joining.
Thank you for the gift. It's a broad, very broad, But I will start by saying that people should learn how to do things. People should learn how to do things intentionally. Okay?
Good things. Good things.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I said do things intentionally, okay, what I meant by that is, there are people, someone asked me a question, what is workers of iniquity? I said to him, to workers of iniquity, to my understanding, is when you keep on sinning, when you keep on doing abhorrent things, you keep on doing it. A time comes when you migrate from being a sinner to a worker of iniquity.
Wow.
You understand? And the person looked at me and smiled. They said, "How do I know? How do I give him the answer?" Because the person is a prof. He's a professor of English. Yeah, he said, he looked at me, and I want to say this. In the case of that, to me, marriage is a lifetime companionship thing. Yeah, because we have. I always tell people we have two standard now. We have the word standard and the word standard,
Mm.
God's standard, and the world standard.
Mm-hmm.
What does the God standard say? God's standard is carved out for every man and every woman that wants to get married.
Mm.
And also, when they have children, there is still a standard they ought to use to raise their children. Okay?
Definitely. Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. But but now you will discover that the world is copying what the world is offering. You
Mm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because when something is going on, maybe because you have carnal knowledge of each other, and when red flags are flying all over the place, you say it doesn't matter. He or she is gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Playing with
Yeah,
fire. Mm-hmm.
yeah. You are saying it's gonna change. She is gonna change, and forgetting that you can't change anybody.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
you can influence. Influence is of either negative, positive, or negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you want to influence somebody positively and he or she refuses, if you are not very careful, they will influence you negatively. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You
Definitely.
understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple
No.
nine.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Coming to the topic, like I said earlier, it is because the standard of God does
Mm.
not talk about you pick this one, it doesn't match you, you pick another.
No.
Okay?
Okay.
Just like, let me say, from the tribe I'm coming from the eastern tribe
Mm.
in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay? You must have heard about it, and let me confirm it today that women does not benefit anything from their father's house.
Mm.
So the
Oh,
moment you are married, yes, the moment you are married, whichever, maybe you have a family that is big enough, maybe you have your own room as a child of the family. The day you said I do, they sent you forth, and
wow.
that room that belongs to you is no longer yours anymore.
Wow.
You understand? And
Mm.
that is why they tell you, check very well, my daughter.
There's no more room for you here. Oh.
Yes, they
Wow.
check. If you have gone to any of those weddings, you will see they will pack everything you have. They buy you things and say, my daughter, we are sending you forth to
Mm.
your husband's house.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
Now, when that there is everything good, everything that has advantage also has disadvantage. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And when Bible was talking about divorce, the Bible did not condemn divorce, but it gave conditions about it. It
Mm-hmm.
said,
Mm.
if you can, the Bible said, if you find your wife in immorality, okay, it
Mm.
said, if you can. You understand? When you check the law favors the men more than the women. I
Well,
hope you know.
I'm surprised this is coming from a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right from timing, right, every law in the whole world. Just don't forget, don't just mind the Europeans. You know what the Europeans are doing? They are using that law to infiltrate the women and make them lay hold on their men. And
Mm.
when time comes, they have to.
That's
Women are
another
emotional.
topic for another day.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's not go there.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that every law
Mm.
never favor the women, but in their own strength, okay, in
Mm.
their own strength. Because if I'm meant to take it deeper, I will talk about the women part and I will talk about the men part. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, what am I saying is that which we, the Easterners, are doing, I'm not 100% with it. It
Mm.
has good part and it has the other part.
Yeah.
Because I challenge anyone and everyone. When you check the whole countries of the world, you will discover that in all the laws, almost 80% of the laws they practice before they started giving some rules were carved from the scriptures.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Check all the countries' law anywhere around the world.
I see you.
They were carved out from the word of God that is the standard of man. Do you understand? Now, when we are going back saying, let me talk about the women now. You
Okay.
know, the women came to be a helper to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? As you now, I don't know your definition about somebody being a helper, but I know that somebody who is a helper is somebody who is stronger than you, that can redeem you at your own low, somebody who can redeem you at your own low esteem,
Mm.
at your own low self-esteem. That is when you need help. And who is to help you? Your wife. Okay?
Yeah.
Because women, if women should really assume their throne, what God made them with is a better version of the man. They have more power, they have more resilience, they have more endurance, but the only place they have the shortcoming is in their decisions. They make decisions with emotions as a mother.
I hear
Okay?
that a lot. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when somebody is your helper, for example, take for example somebody who has helped you once in a lifetime. Okay, you know that somebody who has helped you was because most times there is a help somebody has rendered to you that is more significant that you can never forget, even as you are seated there now. You understand? You
Mm-hmm.
discover that that help came because the person was ahead of you to assist you, because every human being we are the middle. Okay, every human being we are the middle.
Okay.
Somebody you should help that is connected to your destiny, and somebody that will help you that is also connected to your destiny. Okay, so when somebody is looking for help and said you are the helper, that means you have what it takes to help. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that is for the side of the woman. The woman should know that she's a helper, because for the scripture to say that she's a helper, God knows that the man will make mistakes. Okay, when they ask you to go and help somebody, they know that that person will make mistake, so you'll be ready to help. Okay, that's the side of the woman. The side of the man, the Bible said that the man should love the wife. That is a command. It is not democratic. It is what you have to
It's
do.
not. It's not government of the people for the people by the people.
No, it's not them. It's not. God is not a democratic God. You understand? When
Yeah.
you see the way God operates, He does not operate too much democratically. You understand? Okay, because when He gave Adam a woman, Adam came back to blame him. And God now said, a man will leave his father's house and cleave unto his wife. Okay?
By himself.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah. Now that is a journey also. Is a command. Is when you look at it, is 80% command and 20% choice. You understand? Now that is a command. That is God said, and the Bible said, a man who cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. He said, the man should love the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, and the definition of love is, I don't know how people talk about love these days. When you love somebody, you can let their shortcomings not be the thing that bothers you. I don't know how people talk about it, but when you love somebody, you can't, even secret admirers cannot compare to somebody who loves somebody. There are people who admire you secretly. They can defend you bluntly without your presence or your presence. You understand? But when we talk about people that loves people, that is, you give it everything to protect your love that you have towards
So
the person.
what insert? What you're saying in essence is that marriage, because we're looking at marriage. Marriage is for lifetime companionship. You believe?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. It is.
Okay.
It is because it's when you marry to your friend. Okay, you will know that it's a wonderful journey and a fantastic place to be with.
So, but
You understand?
your friend can hurt you, and your friend can do some things that will shock you. You know.
Yes, yes.
Friend-
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. The people that are my close friends today are people that I've fought with. I've fought with them. We have challenged each other and we know our strength and we know our capacity and we know our placement. You understand? Me, for one, I don't like women who are not tough. I love tough women.
Oh, okay. I hope you
Yes.
can handle them.
Yeah, you know why? I don't just want to go to work and come back and for me to sit down at home and before you serve me meal after giving me my meat to eat, then I start hearing, Madam, this did that or did please sort all those things out when before I come back. When it's time for men, then I go man to man. Because
Oh.
no matter, do you know that the president of the country where you are right now, the wife can be in a meeting with a woman who is low class, and the woman in low class will tell the wife of the president that your husband is not okay. And there's nothing the husband of the president or the wife of the president can do because he will tell the woman, please go and sort your things out because men don't get involved into women's world. You understand?
Yeah.
So when sort things out, then when it comes to man, then I face the husband and we do it as man to man. So I shouldn't come back home and start going to report do what your wife did. I don't need all those. Sort yourself, okay? Because everybody should know where they fall into. And second, I want to round up with this: in marriage, let everybody find their placement. Whenever competition begins to fall into the family, the wife is competing, the husband, the wife cannot compete with the husband.
That is, they're
You
supposed
know,
to complement one another, not compete with one another.
yes, you compliment because the only thing is, I met a woman some days, she was giving a testimony in the church. She said, ever since the husband left the earth, okay, that she's feeling so bad because she has no one to give her trouble again because when the husband was alive she gives the husband trouble and you understand
Yes, I.
because when you are in married, relationship is a long thing. That is the only word that I find so difficult to define because relationship is the highest thing. We relate to our God based on relationship, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, people think relationship is all about when you are courting, you want to get married. No, relationship is for lifetime. Because if not, how would we relate to our God? Have you seen God before? But we relate, yeah. It's true relationship we have with Him that keeps us and you renews us every single day. You understand? So in that, I will say is a lifetime thing. And like I said, when you marry your friend,
Yeah.
okay, you will have the ups and downs. They will challenge you. They will come against you. They will show their attitude. They are human beings, okay?
Oh,
But
definitely.
when, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. When you have known that they will act this way, so you prepare. You understand? So
Yeah.
when they act that way, I know you just say, I know you. This is you. Just do yours. And let me just wait for you. When it's my time, I will do mine. Okay. So it's a lifetime thing.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
we must also, yes, let us all hands on desk, because your father, your mother are your past. You are the present. The children you will give birth to are the future.
Oh, yeah.
If you make mistake, the future, if you make mistake with the present, the future cannot be guaranteed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Up this way, down this way, back up this way, and then we're back here again. Thank you so much for your contribution. I can't begin to, recap all that you have said, but I want to believe that, for everything we share here, everybody knows where they're at in their relationship and they'll pick the best things from all these talks and make use of it to better their relationship in order to help them maintain that lifelong companionship we're talking about, because it's very crucial. It's one of the things I mentioned, that challenges of life would come. It shouldn't make you lose your companion. As long as it's not each other, you both fighting one another. When challenges come, it's meant to break you apart, but you should be wiser to know that we have to face this challenge together. We shouldn't allow it to break us apart. And one thing I picked again from what you said about this competitiveness between husband and wife is not healthy. It is not healthy. You're not supposed to compete with one another. I don't know, all these attitudes, but at the end of the day, sometimes you wonder why. They grew up in a certain home. The setup, we don't know what it is. Even the wife, the setup of where she grew up is different. And when they now come together, it's what they know they're going to bring on board. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it safe. It doesn't make it a healthy habit or value or whatever it is. But coming together, on that day you said I do. You two, you said I do. Nobody forced you. You both said it. And you must have sat down to talk about it. You must have sat down to talk about life generally. Before agreeing to say yes, I do. So whatever life brings, when you now do together, why not face that thing? Why face each other? So I don't know, maybe it's forgetfulness or whatever it is, but let's be mindful, because challenges will always come. As you're overcoming one challenge, another will come and fight you or will want to come and separate you. But we need to have this understanding spirit. We need to forgiveness. I can never overemphasize that, because you will hurt each other. You would say things to each other you probably don't mean. And at the end of the day, if you can't resolve things constructively, that's what leads to separation, and in the end might even lead to divorce. So we need to be careful how we treat each other. We need to be careful. This is supposed to be your companion for life. How are you treating this person? Is like you've practically put your life in their hands. Are they treating it nice and good and well, supporting you in all of that, and you're doing the same? Because otherwise, like I always say, God created marriage institution, and everything God created is good. The reason why we don't get the goodness from marriage is because we are not doing what we're meant to do. And I'll keep saying that. We are not doing what we are meant to do. And that is why we always see all of this ugliness in marriage. And like I think Jenny G mentioned, I want to see more positive videos of marriage out there, because it's like the very few bad ones is what is spreading.
Sorry, Rose. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
I just want
can
to say something.
Yes.
There was something I said when I talked about divorce. Okay, what the Bible said about it. It said, if you know that you can stay alone without having to go after another person. You understand? He said there is no problem. You can put your wife away. You can go away from your husband. He said that is if you can be able to stay alone.
You can.
He said, but if not,
how many people
now, because he said anyone that have anything to do with that he or she commits adultery. You understand? So if you know you can't be able to stay alone, what you have to do, bring your matters to the table, dialogue with it, deal with it, and let it not happen again. Okay? That is it, because life goes on.
Yeah, it does. I remembered, sorry to cut you, word inside. I'm coming to you, Mila, for time. See your network going in and out, but hopefully you'll be able to talk. Before you carry on inside, I thank you so much for that addition as well. I will be thinking about it in case we don't have the answer straight away. So my puzzle for today is from last week. Nobody got the puzzle. It's just a kind of tempo. I may bring the tempo down a bit. What is the best way to study the Bible? There is the best way to study the Bible. If you know the answer, you can type it in, but I need to give you a gift, so you have to come into the box. So those in the box already, think about if you know the answer, please. I really want it. It's a funny one. That's why I'm laughing. So the puzzle today, if you can solve it, is what is the best way to study the Bible? So manager, please help put it there on the screen, and we'll see who will get this. Thank you so much, Jenny, for your contribution, and Word Insight for your contribution. Mila for Christ, I'm going to come to you. Perhaps you have a different perspective to it. Is marriage meant for lifetime companionship? I've given my talk, so I don't know what perspective you want to bring to it. Good evening, Emmy. Back up, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. So, Mila for Christ, we want to hear from you. Thanks for joining. You have to unmute. Oh, Emmy, trust me. It's been almost 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Let me read your discussion today. The topic: marriage for lifetime companionship. Yeah.
Is marriage.
Yeah. So I want to let me start from. Let me answer that question. The best way to study the Bible first. The best way to study the Bible is to start with prayer and understanding. You know, the Bible is not just a novel. It's a spiritual book.
Okay.
So if you're reading the Bible as maybe you're reading like someone who is reading normal books and whatever, you will never get to understand the things of the Spirit. But when you pray and ask God to give you the Spirit to understand the reason why you're studying the Word of God, I don't call it the Bible, I call it the Word of God to me. You understand? So you will understand the deep things. You will understand the deep things of the Word of God in that book we call the Bible. So it's to start with prayer, not just to pray with understanding. Even the Bible said you pray with understanding. But sometimes we don't know what to pray. That is when the Holy Spirit helps us.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome. God bless you. It's not about you. Then let's talk about the importance.
Wait, please, sir, please. You've just answered the puzzle, but unfortunately, that is not the right answer. That's why I'm. I know we are all Bible scholars. We're all Bible students. No, we're all Word of God students. But if you heard me right, I said it's a puzzle. So puzzle is not something we're serious about. It's just one line of answer, really. What is the best way to study the Bible? The best way is that.
I said it.
Okay. So let's think about it.
Okay. I still go back to where I say is to start with prayer. That is it. So let me end there. Okay. Then the other one is that the importance of marriage. I've always come here to talk about it. That the importance of marriage is when you really understand the kind of person you get married to, when both of you understand yourself. Like I've said time without number, you even said it, that marriage is an institution of Christ. You understand? That is where God want to bring the both gender together for his own purpose. For his own purpose. You understand? So if you marry your wife and you know the kind of person you get married to, your marriage, when both of you understand one another, your marriage will work well. No matter the challenge, no matter the misunderstanding, you will always say, yes. We all know that every one of us have our weak points. We have our temperament. I know where my wife is, where where her side, when I know the way I know my wife weak point. So in as far as I know my wife weak point, I should always believe that whatever she does, I will just take it for the purpose of what? That is her temperament. That is her temperament. And if I don't look at those things as things that will just make me to say, why did I even marry this woman? My marriage will work. My marriage will work. Then another one is that I said marriage, like you say, is not competition. We don't compete to know who is more powerful, who is more like this and the other one. Then the Bible also say, like the brother said, we are to build love. I've said this time without number. The Bible never said, woman, love your husband. The Bible says, man, love your wife. I'm coming. The Bible says, man, husband, love thy wife as Christ has loved the church. So is the man has to initiate that love. Then the woman have to accept the love. That yes, this man, I'm seeing the love. This man loves me very well. Whereby you are accepting the love, you are also a helper to the man. The areas where the man is weak, you assist him. You understand? No matter how the Bible describes women as weaker vessel, women are powerful. They are so powerful. You understand? And if they utter a word against you when you offend them, you better wake up. You better wake up. Don't offend them. Always be where you are. And women believe in what women believe. For example, if I'm dating a woman now, we are just into courtship, and I keep saying, with all the rest of my life, I will love and respect you. I will love you like no other one. She picked that thing. So when she accepts you because of the promise you made to her.
Thank you, love.
So whereby you're coming and you're not keeping up to that promise, there will be problem.
Of course.
Then the other one again, if you're a man, for example, now you got married to you want to marry your woman or your wife to be. Just be honest to tell her, my dear, I earn so amount of money in my salary. My salary is 100 naira. My salary is 1 million. Please, can you accept that so that it will not be a problem? You don't have to hide anything for your wife. You don't have to, you must be truthful to them. You must tell them your truth so that when even challenges come, they will know that, I know this man. This is my husband. I know him when we started dating. He always said the truth. And I believe whatever he said is true. That marriage will work. Then the area, again, I want to talk about, before we hand over, is where you say, yes, the Bible does not permit divorce. But whereby you are in that marriage and it's so violent, if whether the man is so violent to the woman or the woman is so violent to the man, everyone has the right to say, I am not interested again. I am not interested. And okay, the Bible says until one pass away, then you have the right to go and marry. But sometimes you look at the spiritual, if the Bible said so, that if God comes to you and say, maybe the Holy Spirit minister to you and says, and it's okay, for example, you married a criminal and he was caught as an armed robber. You divorce the man. Will you say you will not marry another man? You will have to marry. You will have to marry. But you must have to hear from God. You must have to hear from God before you do that. That is why marriage is very, very sweet. To them who understand the doctrine of marriage, is a very good thing. So anyone saying that, I don't like my marriage, sometimes we marry the wrong person. And even when the signal is there that this man is not good for you, you jump in because of the things you are seeing. At the end, you come back start regretting. I don't want to mention some. I have a friend of mine. Today we are still talking. Till today, she's still telling me that she regret going into that marriage, and she saw the signals everywhere.
But she ignored
She
it.
saw the signal. Under 2 years, the man abandoned her.
Wow.
Why? She was deceived. The man came all the way from Germany to say, come. Why? He was having a serious guy who they were dating for good 4 years. You understand? And the guy was so agile, hardworking, supporting her both academically and, other way around. Because this one came from Germany and you decide to go. And at the end, both of them got married and the man left her, ran away, said that he's not interested again in the marriage. Wow. So sometimes the Holy Spirit, God will reveal to us that this man you're living, to go and marry this one you're seeing, it will be a problem for you. You better stay where you are. That is why some marriages today is not working out, because we don't see from afar. We don't listen to God when God is speaking to us. Even when God speaks to you or to us directly, He still sending people around you to say, talk to this my daughter, talk to this my son. That the way he wants to go now is going to affect his future badly. I have talked to him in different ways, spiritually and so through revelation and that. He or she is not listening. But now I want to use you and talk to her. So that if it doesn't work, tomorrow you will say, yes, somebody told me like this. So it's very, very good. We'll be truthful to ourselves, yes, honest to ourselves. Be who you are. Don't pretend. Don't lie to one another. The marriage will work out perfectly.
Oh,
you understand? There will always be misunderstanding. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have a call. I want to answer my call.
All
then
right.
I'll come back.
All right. Thank you so much, Mila.
Okay.
And the topic is marriage for lifetime companionship. And they decide to break it down, what does it entail to be in that marriage in the first place, in order for you to even be talking about companionship. It's amazing, the things we promise one another, the things we say to one another when we're courting, and and even sometimes they find out that some people are courting, there's some serious talks they ignored. Some people will see some red flags they will ignore. Some people will just feel, oh, maybe when we are married, at least they know I'm married to them now, they will change. We just sit and assume things. You don't talk about things, and you expect once you're married everything will be what's the word, bed of roses. And you find out that even in the very first month of marriage you're carrying the weight of a 10-year-old marriage, because a lot of things you've ignored, a lot of things you refused to talk about when you were courting, trying to sample their opinion about certain things, certain talks, certain issues, because issues of life would come. And like I think it was Miller for Christ that said it, God's intention is for no man to be alone, and that's why He's created this companion for each man. Each man should be able to find his own wife, so that we don't go and be blaming God and all. He's given us the choice, the right to choose, and of your own you have chosen this woman, you have chosen this man. And come what may, that means you're ready to go face life with this person, come rain, come shine. Then you're now in this marriage, you're seeing is a different ball game altogether. Some people, they ignore premarital counseling, they ignore elders wanting to share experiences with them. They feel, oh, this is the Gen Z or whatever it is, oh, we can handle it and all. And then they go into that marriage, and before you know it, issues start coming up. And they're like, oh, I never thought you would. I never thought you would. That means you have an assumption of how this person should be, not the way they really are, because you don't know them. Even if you court for, let's say, 4 years, you can't know your spouse in 4 years, I'm telling you. When you marry, there's certain things that will just come out. There's certain things that will just come to be naturally. And it's no fault of theirs, it's no fault of yours. It's just how you're growing, how life is, coming, and how you're dealing with it. But we need to be mindful. We need to work together. We need to talk about things. I can never emphasize communication is key point. We won't sit down and be assuming what is not, because most times our assumption about each other is always wrong. It's always negative. So why not sit down with your spouse and talk about things before they get out of hand? And the truth of the matter is, if you leave this relationship now, what is the guarantee that the next relationship is going to be okay? Because certain things we don't deal with in ourselves, we feel the other party is a problem, and then we say, okay, everybody go your ways, and then you find somebody else who loves you, who does all of that, and you find that you're having issues. Then, I mean, it's high time you thought about it. Maybe it's even you that is not bringing into that relationship what is meant to be in there. And a lot of times we are in denial. We don't want to believe that we are the problem, or we are not doing what we're supposed to do. And most times when I have individual clients that I have in sessions, I can only go by what they say to me. I mean, it's just normal. Nobody will come and report themselves. I have done this, except they're just genuine and truthful, They won't come and say the things they've done bad in that relationship that has made it so bad the way it is. They will always say, oh, they did this, they did that, they did that. But maybe on occasion they'll mention one or two things they've done, but the bulky bit of that session, trust me, is what the spouse did not do, or what they're doing that they don't like, and things like that. But then we fail to address the fact that it takes two. What are we bringing on board that is, keeping that companionship the way it's meant to be? It's healthy, it's joyful, it's loving, it's supportive, and all of that. It takes two. It takes two. Emmy, you're welcome. I don't know if you can speak where you are, if you have one or two things you want to add. We still have a bit of time. And don't forget, guys, my puzzle. What is the best way to study the Bible? It's just a line of sentence I'm expecting, so don't overthink it. What is the best way to study the Bible? Whoever gets it, I'll give you a donut and 2 ice cream to relax for the evening. So if you don't get it this week, I have to tell us the answer, because I don't want to bring you back next week. It says, what is the best way to study the Bible?
Can I try?
What is that?
Can I try the puzzle?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I will say read and meditate.
I mean, that's the number one answer anybody will go for, but that's not it. This is a puzzle. So there is the best way to study the Bible. What is that way to study the Bible? The best way. Thank you. It's one of them, I think, but not the answer I'm looking for. Thank you so much. Please, let's like the live. Let's share it still. We can still share our opinions about lifetime companionship we're talking about. It's a very crucial thing, because we all know, like I said, throughout history, marriage is being redefined. Culture will bring its own, society will bring its own, family will bring their own, the village will bring its own. This is how it must be, this is how it must not be. Forgetting that these two people that are engaging in this relationship, they also have their say in their marriage. They should have their say in their marriage, But how can they have their say when they're not communicating with one another, when they're not talking about their feelings, their emotions, their expectation in that relationship? It makes it hard. Emmy, I don't know if you have one or two to say before I keep ranting on. Thank you guys so much.
Good evening, FunmiRoyals. Hi, guys.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have anything to say. I'm just learning from you guys, and I came late, so I'm trying to fix myself into the discussion. Sorry, I'm still working. That's why you say I've not been
Yeah,
so
you said so. Yeah.
active. Like my schedule is really tight this week until next week Tuesday. I'm on duty, so
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your journey.
Thank you very much. But I will just be tapping.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you too.
I'm still at a crossroad. I might have to change the time of the program. I'm looking at maybe 8 to 10, because I know wherever we're joining, we probably are joining with different time zones and what have you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's what I'm contemplating. Maybe for the Monday and the Thursday. I'll probably push it to 8 p.m. UK time. We'll see how it goes. God helping me. Because I love it when some people say, oh, they miss it, or they're at work, or they're on the way, or something. They can't talk where they are because of, that. I quite understand. That you're joined, I mean, you joined me today is enough to say thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know, Jenny G. I bet you've heard a lot that, at least from the men's perspective, they've said a lot of things. I don't know if you want to add one or two more before we round up today. Jenny G, I hope you're still there. Okay, maybe she's...
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So I said, I don't know if you have one or two to add based on the men's perspective today, what they've shared.
I had Mr. Ward Insights, I think, speaking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
he spoke well when he was talking about helper, because I feel like oftentimes when people say that a woman is a helper to a man, people somehow underlook that, like they look down on it. They think that helper means like, like I would say minority, like I don't know how to put it, like not superior, like someone that's inferior. That's how people think. They say, oh, people, when you say the woman is the man's helper, oftentimes I have come across people who would believe that meant that a woman is inferior to a man. Or for instance, when I talk about submission, people think it's about inferiority, so for that reason, many people would go with, oh, I want an equal partner. I want a partner who is equal to me. But the thing is that nobody is equal. Everybody have their own strength. A man has his own strength, abilities, and capacity. A woman also has her own strength where she is more competent than a man. And for a person to help you, just like the gentleman was saying, that means the person is capable. That means the person, I don't want to place inferiority and inferiority to anyone, but that means that person is actually, if I don't want to use the word superior because I don't want to think that human beings are superior than other people, but I think for a woman to help you, assist you, a woman makes a man better. That's what I think. So a woman brings the best. It's true. A woman brings the best side of the man. Because let's be very honest, men are very direct, men don't require much to live to survive. The reason why men are working hard, trying to pursue success in whichever way they find success, is actually to make women comfortable. Men can survive without comfort. They don't need much to survive. But women require a lot to survive, even to, and so a man has his strength, a woman is there to support his, to polish him, to make him better than he to inspire him. That's the point, the word. Yeah. So
thank you so much. One of the things that came to mind as we were talking about this helpmate for the man is the fact that I have to find a man doing something so that I can help him do it better. So if this man has nothing doing, what am I coming to make better for him? And sometimes in relation, whether modern or old time or whatever, it's like there's a lot that is put on the women to do. Like society expects you to do this. Society, just like you said, you don't want to use inferiority or superiority or whatever. And I explained to you, there was a time I was vexed in my spirit. I'm coming to you guys in a moment when they use the word, oh, women are weaker vessel. Women are weaker vessel. And I was so vexed. I'm like, why do they keep saying this? And they do stuff to hurt the woman because she's weaker vessel. And I took time. I'm like, Holy Spirit, help me understand. What is this? He said for me, it is exactly what it means. Weaker vessel. What is a vessel? Body. This body. I said, oh, I never really thought of that.
no, but I can implement pitching. Sorry to cut you short. I think that women are physically weaker than men. But it's not.
It
It's
depends on each
physically, but
body.
strength is not only like, based
In
on
that, on a
physicality. There's
physical,
also mental strength. Women are more like, I would say that women have more mental capacity than men do. Men are stronger emotionally, are stronger physically than women. Women
yeah.
are stronger emotionally. So everybody have their own strength,
Yes, yes, indeed.
each
Yes,
gender rather.
Miss Florence, you're welcome. You're asking, is this a religious room? This room is an open room. We discuss things, generally. And today on Thursdays, I always talk about marriage and relationships. And this is my belief that God created marriage. So there's no how we will not put God factor in our discussion. But everybody's welcome to share their views. But our topic for today, Miss Florence, is marriage for lifetime companionship? I want to hear from you. So you don't have to be a Christian to partake of this program. So everybody's welcome. It's just that some people, when they're speaking, if they are people of faith, they will refer to the Bible or the Word of God or God. So please feel free. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I can only say Aladdin Yinke. Aladdin, I hope that's the full name. So let me just say,
It's Aladdin Yinkere. Good evening, ma'am.
good evening. How are you? Is this your first time on Insight?
Yes, this is my
Oh,
first time.
wow. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
much for joining. I hope the little bit or the much you've heard has been inspiring enough. So I,
Yes, it
I don't
is.
know if you have another perspective to the topic. And also, let me say this before I hand over to you. What is the best way to study the Bible? I always bring a puzzle to kind of help us wind down a bit. So I asked my puzzle, if you get it right, I give you the gift for today. So the puzzle for today is, what is the best way to study the Bible? You don't have to be a Christian to know this. A puzzle. A puzzle is a trickish question, so to say. So if you have the answer, please feel free, or otherwise, let's hear what's your take on this topic. Is marriage for lifetime companionship? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is marriage a lifetime companionship?
Yeah.
Yeah, in one way, I would say yes. In the other way around, I would say no.
Okay.
Because the society today, we are today, everybody has their take in marriage. But as a child of God, marriage should be a lifetime something,
Yeah.
because you are going into a union with somebody, and the Bible says you should leave your father's house, cleave to your husband to become one,
Yeah.
and you are starting a family. For the little I heard from Jerry, what's her name, Jim Jerry, she was talking about
Yeah.
being a support system. She was talking about support system as a woman. Yes, the Bible said women should be submissive to their husband. They should be a support system. Can you hear me? I'm hearing myself.
I've muted word inside. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A woman should be a support system to her spouse. What she was actually saying, it was quite correct, because some men, I don't know how God creates men. God creates men in a very unique way, that they feel that because they said women are weaker vessels, they feel that women cannot do anything.
No.
They should be under, which is not supposed to be.
Thank you, Emmy. The Bible says that we are joint heirs with Christ. It never
Yes.
said the men are more joint heirs, the women are lesser joint.
No, he never said so.
No,
He never
so
said so. He
yeah,
never
thank you
said
for
so.
that.
We being a support system does not mean that we should be under. That is the understanding. Some men, I won't generalize it. Some men don't understand.
Yeah.
If without a good woman, I will put it that way. Without a good woman, it's very hard. For every successful man, there is a good woman behind it.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
For every successful man, there is a good woman behind it, because she's always there, not emotionally, spiritually, physically. Because men, I see men, most of them like babies.
Wow.
Yes, because when some things come like this, they lament a lot. If they don't have a good supporting system, you see them falling apart. But if they have a good supporting system in the house, when they fall back, it's like a baby getting out and coming back to his mother. The mother was like, there, that baby is okay, you can do this, you can do that, do it this way. So men are like that. So men should not feel that women are weaker vessels. We are not. We can be weak in our body like this, but spiritually and otherwise, we are strong.
Yay! I clap to that.
Thank you very much.
So much, Aladdin. Thank you so much for that submission. Yes, and what insight? Yeah.
Yes, first, let me say something. What was I believe this name is a Yoruba name, right?
Just say
I'm not a
Aladdin.
Yoruba person.
No, Aladdin.
No, that funny enough, that is my surname. My name is Nyinkerere. Nyinkerere.
Where are you from, if I may ask?
I'm from Delta State.
Oh, okay. Oh, so she's not Yoruba, Mr. Word Insight.
So
Insight.
you know why? I wanted to speak Yoruba. I wanted to say Omoluabi. Olori boss Okenimowa.
Look for the
What does that mean?
Delta one. And say you're a good daughter, or you're a good person, something like that.
Thank
So,
you.
I just want to say something.
Yes.
When we talk about a weaker vessel or what, but I want us to do something. If you can read, when you go to your Bible and read Genesis chapter 1, verse 20, verse 26, okay, down to 28. God was talking about God created male and female. When he said, let's make man in our image, right? So the Bible said he created male and female.
Verse
Not
what?
physical
I'm
yet.
trying to open it here. Verse what? 21?
Genesis 1, 26 to 28. Okay. He said he created them male and female. But when you got to that was they were created but not physical. Okay. When you got to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, and God now formed man. Now after that, after creating man and woman, look at what happened. Every one of them were not separated by hierarchy.
Yeah.
You understand? There was no hierarchy. There was no, everybody of them were on the same page, on the same rank. It was when the serpent came with the subtlety and deceit that God made a pronouncement. He said to the woman, he said, thy will shall be under thy husband. Do you understand? That was where the power separated. Okay? So if you are looking at, if you, just like I said earlier, the woman is the bigger version of the man. Okay? And when, like I said, when somebody said, this is my helper, it means that you will be there for me when I make my mistakes, because I'm going to make a mistake. It's sure that I'm going to make a mistake. Okay? And Jenny G said something when he said something that really got me. You know,
You have to mute family love. You have to mute here with work. I mean, sorry, if you don't mind muting for a second.
Emmy, can you mute?
It's mute over here. I don't know why the noise is still coming.
Okay, if you calm down for a second, I'll bring you back. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You know, she said something that those men Men are hustling, not just because of themselves alone. Okay? Because if it's for men alone, men can take care of themselves without so much stress. But every man is hustling to take care of that same woman. Be it a wife, be it a sister, be it a mother, you understand. Because as I speak to you now, we are 4 men and 1 lady. And my mom has gone to meet with the Lord long time ago. And you can't touch that my sister and not see me. If you touch her, you will see the squad. We will come against you with everything we have. You understand? And I told somebody something like, I said, for example, you are somebody, you are not a womanizer, you don't spend money anyhow on women, you don't go after women, you are saving your money all through your life. I told him, I said, the day you get married, all that money you have been saving, you will discover that every day of your hustle, there is a percentage of your woman inside it from when you start making money. The guy laughed. He said, how do you know this? I said, listen up. Every day a man wakes up to hustle. He hustle both his own, and there's a percentage of you are not giving money to a woman as we speak. But the day you get married, she will collect all that money you think you have not been spending on women. She will collect it because that is her right. And every woman has a star to get something from any man, no matter how hard the man is. You understand? It's quite unfortunate that a lot of people have abused that star.
Oh, yes.
You understand? Because you will agree with me, you agree with me. I believe you are from the West. You are Yoruba based on because according to your name, right?
My name, yes.
Yeah. In my tribe, in the Igbo tribe, in the Yoruba tribe, there was a time when you give birth to a woman, you don't even care about her.
No. It still happens in some places.
Yes. So now that era began to fade away. Came to another era where you see a man who is not lettered, who is an illiterate, he will spend the last card of his money to send a lady to school to be lettered, and at the end of the day, the lady will tell him, "You are not my level." You understand? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those things. Women were cashing in on their stars God gave them. You understand? But you see this generation now, men has really changed. You understand?
Everybody has changed. The society, the world is changing.
Even me, I cannot advise any man to do that as I speak to you right now. You understand? Now, because do you know that, let's just say this, you can't explain the philosophy that is between the daughter and the father and the mother and the son. You can't explain it.
That's a myth. It's a myth.
He said?
I say it's a myth.
Yes. And a legend. You can't, it's a myth and legend. So you can't think it's a mystery, big time mystery. Now, you can't go there because the only thing is, like me now, if I want to get things, those days my mom was still on earth. If I want to get something from her, it's easy for me as a man. Or from my daddy, the problem.
I don't know why that it is still the same. I'm telling you. It's still the same, like, vice versa, mom to son or daughter to father, kind of a thing,
Yeah, and that's why when a man marries, that's why ladies or women have much problem in the families. When a man marries, and you the wife begin to treat the mother anyhow, then you are in for trouble.
Oh yes.
You are in for trouble. He will give you trouble. Do you understand?
God will help us.
Anything you are doing, anything you are doing, and your mother-in-law is with you as a wife, you are a winner. You have won. Let the father-in-law be against you. Let the family be against you. Once the mother is with you, you are a winner. Because you know why? She will take you as a daughter She will protect your interest. She will take you as a woman like her. She will do everything possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once the man of the house hears from the mother, and the mother said, "This your wife is a good wife," my sister, go and rest.
Abi, I'm
Just
telling
go
you.
and
Exactly.
just go and rest. You understand? So it's very, very deep. Everyone should sit up. And one thing I want to also tell the ladies and women right now, the 25th generation men don't care. They don't care. Gone are those days when men are ready to take up all the responsibilities on their shoulders. But these men now, because why? I remember
It's almost sounding like 50-50. Oh.
more than 50-50 now, because the men are looking at it from another angle. Because I remember in those days in my tribe, and also in every tribe, mostly in Nigeria, when you want to marry, if it's the queen's daughter, they bring you out to wrestle with your fellow men. If you conquer them, you are good for marriage. Marriage wasn't for the meek, it wasn't for the small boys, it was for giants.
Yes.
You
Thank you
understand?
so much. I like the always bring into you. Thank you so much. I want Isaac to speak, and also okay, Aladdin is just back. Thank you so much, Word Insight, for your insight on Insight with FunmiRoyal. Thank you so much. So Isaac, thanks for joining in today. Is it your first time joining us on Insight? If you're there, you have to unmute, please. I know this is where I'm supposed to be saying, all right, see you next week and all, but like I always say, when the topic is interesting and people are participating, of course, I leave a leeway, even though I'm yet to meet my goal for today, but I always say I will spend more time if I can meet my goal for today. But thank you to all those who have gifted already. I really appreciate you. Isaac, if you are there, please unmute and let's hear from you, and welcome to Insight if it's your first time. Okay, it's going.
Hello, how are you people doing?
You say?
Good evening from
Oh,
here.
good
How
evening.
are you
Hey, we
people
can hear
doing?
you better. We're fine. How are you too?
I'm fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God.
Oh, I don't know what your take is about the topic. Is marriage for lifetime companionship? I don't know what angle you want to bring. Let's hear from you, sir.
Come again with the question, please.
Can you see the question on the screen? I want to believe you guys can see it. Is marriage for lifetime companionship? Okay, yeah, the network is a bit poorly, yeah. Okay, Isaac, if you can't speak, you can type in there. I might try to read it out. So guys, we're overstretching a little bit today. So nobody seems to be getting my puzzle today. What is the best way to study the Bible? There's the answer I'll have to tell us today. I'm going to say it in a couple of minutes before we round off today. And just so you know, topics like this kind of spreads us into other topics as well, because it's not really one-sided. Because when you're looking at lifetime companionship, it entails a lot. It really entails a lot. It talks about even extended family. It talks about the society you're living in as a husband and wife. These are things that can influence how you sit well with each other. What is being promoted in your society? Is your society promoting companionship, or is it giving you way out if you're tired of that relationship just like that, Because sometimes you find out that people feel it's easier to just walk out from that marriage instead of putting the work or the hard work that is required. Marriage is not for lily-livered people. Marriage is not for boys and girls. Marriage is for mature man and mature woman. And that's why it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot from us. And when we're not ready physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in other aspects as well, to put into that relationship, obviously we're not going to enjoy the companionship we're meant to enjoy in that relationship. It will strain that relationship. Even if you say, oh, you're in love with this person, when the reality starts setting in and you start facing challenges in one other aspect or the other, it will strain that relationship. It will strain that companionship if you guys are not solid. If you don't have a solid foundation. A lot of people have talked about communication here, how you can maintain this lifetime companionship we're talking about. You have to talk about things. You have to grow together. You have to share your goals, your aspiration with one another. You have to give each other mutual respect. You have to communicate effectively. You have to learn to forgive one another because offenses will come. For the fact that you're head over in love, heels in love with this person does not mean they will not hurt you. Does not mean they will not make a mistake. No man is perfect, but are we willing as their companion to let go, to forgive, to forget even, to be honest with them, to be trustworthy and all of those things, to compromise when need be instead of, conflict. We have to learn to compromise with one another. It's not all the time we'll always see eye to eye. Things happen, and this is reality. These are things that breaks up a marriage when they can't see eye to eye about certain things, and it's just going prolonged unnecessarily, and then bitterness start coming in, resentment start coming in, and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm sick and tired of this. We need to learn to compromise. We need to learn to be sacrificial. We need to learn to be tolerant of one another. So I don't know if anyone wants to add one or two before we leave today. And I will tell us the answer to the puzzle. Manager, if you're still there, you can type the answer when I say it. And I bet people listening will be wondering, what is FunmiRoyal talking about? It's a very simple one. Yeah, I can sense that your network is bad, Isaac Faith, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe on Monday you can join us. And Emmy, Emmy said meditation. That is for the answer. I wish I could type it here instead of saying it, but I will tell us now so we can round up because I have another meeting coming up shortly, so I need to. Please type yes if you're there. Manager, are you still there? Because I need you to help me type it on screen for them to see. Okay, let's bring him back up. Okay, no, it's not him. Isaac Faith, you're welcome back. I don't know if you can talk now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Emmy, you're there. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. So I've just done my trumpet to tell us the puzzle. I have a puzzle. Do you want to try it, Isaac?
I don't know.
Okay. I would ask the question. It's okay because I was
I just want to answer the question that you asked before.
Okay, is marriage for lifetime companionship?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One thing I want to.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
One thing I want to say about this is that number one, marriage is not just to go to the market and buy what you like. You understand me?
Yeah.
So marriage is you have to have a foundation, and the foundation is Christ. Apart from other things, the major thing is Jesus Christ. When God aligns you to get married to that person that He created for you, no matter what, you will not have an issue. Even when that issue will arise, even when that issue will arise, you people we control it, and the confidence you will have in that relationship is that you hear God tell you to go into it. That will keep you in that relationship. That is a concrete word from God that lead you to that marriage. That you do not just enter into it, because many people just enter into marriage because of their friends or people are getting married. They just want to get married. You understand me? Like for me now, most of my mates are all married. Understand me? But I don't just want to I have a vision. There's something God called me to do. You get me now? So there is, I need I'm praying to God to give me that person that will align to that dream that God have given to me. You understand me? So that I can be able to accomplish it.
That's good.
You get me now? Communication is communication is so good.
Yes.
Communication is good. Friendship is very good. Both of you being friend, even in the marriage, communicate. You understand me? And let the foundation be on Christ. Praise the Lord.
Oh, hallelujah, brother.
Thank you.
And it's always good. I think a few weeks back, I can't remember the title we talked about. It's always good when you're with somebody of your faith, so you can even pray together, when issues arise. And that can even strengthen the bond altogether. So thank you so much, Isaac, for your contribution. After today, you're no more a newbie. So once again, I say, and I hope to see you on Monday. I'm contemplating, guys, I might move the time forward to 8 to 10 instead of 6 and 7 p.m. on Thursday, because I noticed that towards the end is when people are available to come in and discuss. So I'm looking at it, but I will let us know when this happens, or I have a strong feeling it's going to happen. So I will be starting 8 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock on Mondays, and then 8 o'clock on Thursdays instead of 7 p.m. UK time. Maybe more people will be able to participate. But I always try my best to cut the video and repost on my page. So if you've missed out, on all the discussion and my talk as well, you can always come back and watch the video and learn one or two things or more. Because I always love to go back and rewatch and pick points as well. I don't have all the answers, and that's why I need you guys. So thank you for always joining. Once again, my trumpet. Please help me type in there. What is the best way to study the Bible? The answer is drum roll. Where's my drum roll? Drum roll. Let me see if I can find my drum roll. You look into it. You look, L-U-K-E. It's one of the gospel of the Bible, but you look into it. That's how you study the Bible. You have to look into it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys get it. Nobody seems to be laughing there. So that is exactly, Emmy. Thank you so much. That's the best way to study the Bible. You look into it. You don't Matthew into it. You look into it. Thank you so much. So next week is going to be another puzzle or maybe a tongue twister. I don't know. We will see about that. So thank you guys for all your giving, tapping, sharing. I really, really appreciate your contributions. It means a lot because I always come here ready to learn, and everybody comes to share from their own experiences. It makes it even richer for everyone to learn. And once again, I appreciate you. I so much appreciate everyone for joining in today. Jenny G, honestly, you surprised me and you stayed till the end. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Emmy, thanks for joining still. I know you're at work. God bless you. My moderator, manager, thank you as usual, always. Aladdin, I hope I see more of you as well. Thank you for your contribution. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, I will leave you here. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you on Monday by the grace of God. But I think it's still going to be 6 p.m., but we will see. If not, I'll have to do a video or something and put it out there so that more people can be part of this rich talk. We look at challenges of life, strategies to coping, and then we'll look at marriage and relationship on Thursdays. And I'm so glad that, we're making impact. The little impact we're making is becoming, larger, and I'm grateful to God for the opportunity. Thank you, guys. I will see you on Monday. You take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye. Bye, Ify. Thanks for the gift. Thank you. Emmy, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you, my moderator.
Welcome. Hopefully, I'm going to join next week, Tuesday. just kind of
It's
busy with work.
Monday and
On
Thursday.
Monday, yeah. Monday I'm working until 10, just like today, but yeah.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I'm still gonna, if I'm done with my work and it's not so busy, I'll just join like I did
Fine.
today.
Even if you can't come into the box, it's all right. At least
Yeah,
I
I'll
know
just
you're
stay to
there.
support people
Yeah.
and tell them what to do. And yeah,
Thank you.
thank you too. I'm learning a lot from your
Enjoy
kids.
the rest.
Thank you.
Don't work too much, please. Don't let them overuse it for me.
If you please, you need to follow her. Please follow Rumi
Please.
Royals. This is
All
the
right.
lady I
Thank
was
you,
telling you about.
Ify. Thank you, Ify. Thanks for joining. I hope to see you on Monday as well.
Yeah, it's so beautiful over here. I'm learning a lot, sis.
Thank you so much.
You're
Guys,
welcome.
have a lovely night
You
and
too.
enjoy the weekend and stay blessed. Good night. In